Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 1, Sign in for the first time. Chapter 1 First Sign in. Boy, wake up. I was still sleeping on Monday and felt that my face was being slapped constantly. You must know that Monday is a very angry person when he wakes up, and his anger suddenly rose when someone interrupted his sweet dream. Mother Gon Lin. You can shoot Lao Tzu again. On Monday, before he could finish his words, he slapped him again. Immediately no sleepiness on Monday, he jumped up from the ground and reached out to roll up his sleeves. But when he saw the scene in front of him, the action of rolling up his sleeves also stopped. Forest, a large area of forest, far away from modern dust, without excess carbon dioxide, every inhalation is a sweet and delicious air. But on Monday, I didn't have the mind to appreciate the scenery at all. Because there was a masked killer standing in front of him, especially a dead fisheye, which made Monday very uncomfortable. Who the are you, dressed like Hatake Kakashi? You know me? Hatake Kakashi was stunned for a moment, then pointed at himself and said suspiciously. The corners of his mouth twitched on Monday, and he had seen a lot of middle-aged illnesses, but it was the first time that he had brought into the role so deeply. If you are Kakashi Hatake, then I'm still Naruto Uzumaki, what a lunatic. Well, the age is about the same, but the hair color is wrong. Naruto Uzumaki's hair is yellow. Hatake Kakashi rubbed his chin, looked up and down, and answered seriously. You have no end. Boy seeks more happiness, the enemy is a bit tricky and I may not be able to take care of you. Hatake Kakashi suddenly became serious. With one hand, he slowly lifted the forehead guard covering his left eye, revealing a blood-red pupil. I'm going, Cos is so professional, and the writing will under the forehead guard is also fixed. Just finished speaking on Monday, Hatake Kakashi took out a kunai directly from the ninja bag. Monday thumped in his heart, and subconsciously took 2 steps back. But at this moment, a white light shot straight at Hatake Kakashi, only to see Hatake Kakashi wave one hand, and a violent metallic sound suddenly came out. When? With the sound of metal crashing, a dozen figures jumped out and surrounded the two of them. It's all here to find me, I'm really sorry to involve you. Hatake Kakashi said weakly, but he could hear a hint of anger in his tone on Monday. But this moment was finally realized on Monday. I have traveled through myself and traveled to the world of Naruto. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for triggering the sign-in system. Ding ding. It has been detected that the host has established contact with Hatake Kakashi, whether to check in. Monday was stunned for a moment, and then reacted immediately. System. Travel is a must, can you be a domineering system in the Naruto world? Sign in. I couldn't wait to confirm on Monday, after all, a dozen ninjas wearing fox masks suddenly appeared around, and a little hesitation would turn into a cold corpse. Ding dong. Sign in successfully. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Hatake sword technique. Then get the ninjutsu, props, and bloodline boundaries of the sign-in target. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for getting Hatake Kakashi's favorability score of 10 points, which is now 62 points. The initial value is 50, the favorability reaches 0, and Hatake Kakashi would rather give up Konoha to kill you. When the favorability reaches 100, Hatake Kakashi will abandon Konoha for you. P.S. Willing to do something impossible. Describe things. After seeing the final explanation on Monday, I couldn't help but get goosebumps all over my body. If the other party is a female ninja, you don't mind brushing a wave of favorability on Monday, but if you are a male ninja, forget it, after all, Monday is a normal man. After complaining, I looked at another reward on Monday. Hatake swordsmanship, the ancestral swordsmanship of the Hatake family. Monday sounds unfamiliar to me just hearing the name, but I understood it instantly after seeing the brief explanation. Konoha Shirogane Hatake Sakumo's famous swordsmanship, with a white-toothed short sword, made the ninja of the land of water terrified and became the hero of Konoha Shirogane. Hatake Kakashi has also practiced this sword technique since he was a child, but since he obtained the Shaker Eye, he has used it less often. At this time, this reward is undoubtedly the best for Monday. If you draw other things, such as Leichi, Shanyan, etc., you will not be able to form combat power for a while. In this case, the effect is almost zero. Is not as good as the Hatake sword technique. Although there is not enough chakra support, it will not turn into fish and be slaughtered by others. Don't worry kid, I'll divert these people away, then you can just run away. Do you think these people will let me go? Monday looked around and smiled wryly. Hatake Kakashi's eyes became solemn. In order to prevent Monday from calling for support, this group of people will definitely not let Monday leave. But Hatake Kakashi didn't have the energy to protect Monday, let alone take him away. Give me White Fang, and I will fight too. Hatake Kakashi was stunned for a moment. White Fang was the personal weapon of his father Hatake Sakumo, and Hatake Kakashi has been wearing it since he committed suicide. However, Hatake Kakashi rarely uses swordsmanship, even in close combat, he uses kunai. Now White Fang is just a thought for Hatake Kakashi. And knowing that Hatake Kakashi is carrying White Fang with him, there is only one person in Konoha except himself. I don't know how you know that White Fang is on me, but I won't give you White Fang. Hatake Kakashi said and took out a handful of kunai and threw it to Monday. But you can use this. Monday shrugged helplessly, and taking a kunai was at least a little better than nothing. Although the Hatake swordsmanship can be improved to the highest level by using White Fang, as a short swordsmanship, it is not impossible to use kunai instead. Boy, I will protect you as much as possible, run as soon as you have the chance, keep running north to Konoha village, and find someone to rescue me. Monday was stunned for a moment. Hatake Kakashi was called a 5-5, and no matter who he was with, he could be inseparable. This also proves the strength of Hatake Kakashi. But this is Hatake Kakashi, and now he feels troublesome, which is enough to prove the strength of the opponent. But now that Hatake Kakashi is saying this, isn't it just to let these ninjas target Monday? I felt so tired on Monday. Sure enough, the conversation between the two reached each other's ears, and a dozen people surrounded Hatake Kakashi in an instant, and there were also 2 ninjas here on Monday to take care of him. This kid's chakra is so weak that he can't even be considered a ninja. Get rid of him quickly and go deal with Kakashi together. Okay, go right and left together, one hit kills you. As soon as the 2 of them finished speaking, they disappeared in place in an instant, and then an unprecedented murderous aura rushed towards Monday. Monday frowned, carefully observing the surroundings. Suddenly, a sharp kunai stabbed towards Zhou Yi's face, and the flickering cold light suddenly made Zhou's hair stand upright. Successful. New book set sale for support. Ask for collection. There are a lot of key recommendation tickets. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 2, Sign in System. Chapter 2 Sign in System. When? The sound of the sharp weapon piercing the flesh in the imagination was not heard, but a crisp metal collision sound. And the boy in front of him, from the initial panic, slowly showed ecstasy on his face. Boy, what are you proud of? The ninja cursed, and Zhou's smile undoubtedly touched the anger in his heart, and he kicked his right foot directly towards Zhou's waist. I saw Monday with a weird smile, stretched out his left hand and directly pinched the ninja's ankle. The ninja is very sorry. The kick just now didn't use all his strength, but it definitely wasn't something a child could catch with one hand. And the unexpected kick, if not for the ninja with rich combat experience, it is definitely too late to react. Ninja became serious in his heart, because he knew very well that someone who could do this series of actions was definitely not easy. When dealing with this kid in front of you, you must be careful and careful. Then the primary purpose is to distance ourselves. Thoughts flashed, the ninja was about to fly backwards, but suddenly a dangerous breath rushed towards his face. The white light flashed, and the ninja only felt a chill in his neck, and then hot blood spurted out. Why so fast? The ninja covered his neck, his eyes fixed on Monday, and then he fell to the ground and lost his movement without much struggle. Ninja didn't understand until he died, why is Monday's knife so fast? The surrounding battle stopped for a while, and they all turned to Monday. No one would have thought that Monday, who looked harmless to humans and animals, killed a ninja with just one knife. Although ninjas also have the element of underestimating the enemy. But finding the most correct choice in the shortest time in the battle and hitting the key point directly from a tricky angle is like a textbook-level classic kill. A person who can make such an attack will not be regarded as a child by anyone. Is undoubtedly an extremely dangerous existence. At this moment, Hatake Kakashi's dead fish eyes flashed a strange brilliance. Although his face was still calm, a storm surged in his heart. Monday's sword Hagi Kakashi knows best, that is the sword technique passed down from generation to generation by the Hagi family. But it wasn't just the Hatake swordsmanship that moved Kakashi Hatake. Although many people practice a set of swordsmanship, due to different habits of each person, even the same set of swordsmanship taught by the same master will have subtle differences. And the way and angle of the knife on Monday just now is exactly the same as himself. This kid has some tricks, and it's not impossible for White Fang to lend him. Hatake Kakashi said to himself, when he suddenly realized that there were two less ninjas around him, he hurriedly shouted anxiously, "Be careful, kid. I saw the two people who were originally surrounding Hatake Kakashi, but I didn't know when they had come behind Monday, and they attacked from the left and right backs at the same time. Such a fast speed, but Monday was still standing in the same place stupidly." For a while, Hatake Kakashi's dead fish eyes widened instantly, ignoring the obstruction of other ninjas, and quickly rushed towards Monday. Seeing that the two kunai were about to stab Monday, suddenly Monday fell forward. And when it was halfway down on Monday, the whole person spun up. When? Puff. Puff. Blood splattered. Hatake Kakashi was dumbfounded, watching the two ninjas cover their wounds and look at Monday with fear, full of shock. If Hatake Kakashi was to deal with this situation, the first reaction would be to use a double technique to distance himself and ensure his own safety. Then consider countermeasures to fight back. On Monday, he had no intention of evading at all, and directly counterattacked. Although he did not kill the opponent, the speed of this reaction made Hatake Kakashi see the shadows of several incredible enemies. The most important thing is that on Monday, the Hatake sword technique was still used. This kid, he really kept his hand. Hatake Kakashi said in shock. At this time, Monday disregarded the fearful eyes of others, and looked at the kunai in his hand with dissatisfaction. Although Kunu can temporarily replace the short sword to perform the Hatake sword, but the kunwu is obviously shorter than the ordinary short sword. If the dagger was used on Monday, then the two ninjas may have become two corpses. I missed a great opportunity now, let alone killing two people, now even self-defense is a problem. Ding dong. Hatake Kakashi feels that the sign-in goal has been achieved, whether to sign in. Monday was stunned for a moment and then ecstatic. I didn't expect the second sign-in so soon. You must know that Hatake Kakashi is a treasure boy, and he has too many treasures to die. Sign in. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully signing in and getting White Fang. The favorability is 5 o'clock. Monday frowned, and to be honest, white teeth wasn't what he wanted the most. It is important to know that no matter how strong a foreign object is, it is only a foreign object, which is comparable to the improvement of one's own strength. But now that he has White Fang, he can indeed raise his combat power to a higher level. After all, the Hatake swordsmanship belongs to the short swordsmanship. Only with a short sword can the Hatake swordsmanship be brought into full play. And White Fang is undoubtedly the most suitable short knife. Hatake Sakumo won the title of Konoha White Fang by virtue of White Fang. One can imagine how powerful White Fang is. Got White Fang on Monday and did not fight immediately, but checked in again. In case you can sign in again and get the shaker, your combat power can be improved by another level. Sign in. Ding dong. The favorability is not up to the standard, and the sign-in fails. Each ninja can sign in after reaching 50 favorability points, and you can sign in once every 10 points after that. Get random items. Hatake Kakashi, 67 favorability points. The item White Fang will be unlocked at 60 favorability points. Favorability 70 points to open the Psychic Ninja Dog. Enjoy Ninjutsu Reiki at 80 favorability points. The 90-point favorability level opens the Shueji Boundary Riding Will I. 100 points of favorability to open pupil magic power. And get to watch Chinra Paradise alone with Hatake Kakashi, activate repeated sign-in, interval of 7 days. Monday suddenly understood that the most important thing for signing in is the favorability point, and some ninjutsu must be obtained after the favorability point is reached. And the writing will I that you want on Monday, you must reach 90 favorability points to have a chance to draw. But on Monday, when I saw something with a favorability rating of 100, I couldn't help but get goosebumps all over my body. Two big men, alone and widowed, watching Intimacy Paradise together, what the rhythm of coming out of the closet. For a while on Monday, I felt that my system was a little rude. Go on, kid. Hatake Kakashi drank lightly, making Monday come back to his senses. Then saw a white dagger flying over. And this short knife is White Fang. If it was before the clock, he might be ecstatic on Monday, but now that he has won, what is the use of this white tooth? There will be no double-handed flow on Monday. But at least it can prove that the things obtained by signing in will not make the original items disappear, but will make a copy. Thinking of throwing White Fang back this Monday, he pulled out White Fang from his lower back. I have. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 3, Cut Off the Flame. Chapter 3 Cut Off the Flame. Hatake Kakashi took over White Fang, his face full of doubts, and a little unhappy. But when he saw White Fang in Monday's hand, he was stunned. Although Hatake Kakashi used White Fang very rarely, he even said that he kept White Fang as an antique. But in memory of Hatake Tsukumo, Hatake Kakashi often took it out to watch. It can be said that in addition to intimacy in heaven, what Hatake Kakashi sees the most is White Fang, and he naturally understands White Fang very well. And the weapon in Monday's hand, no matter its shape or size, or even flashing a faint white light, the combination of various conditions proves that it is White Fang. Boy, I hope you don't die, then explain it to me well. Ding dong. Hatake Kakashi's favorability has risen a little. Now the favorability is 68 points. Monday was bright. Although I don't know why, but Hatake Kakashi's favorability has actually risen, and as long as 2 points are added, he can sign in again. But thinking of the 100-point reward, a chill suddenly came from behind. Monday skillfully played White Fang, carefully observing the 3 ninjas around him. Although there are 2 less ninjas against Hatake Kakashi, it is obviously impossible for him to support him in a short time. The 3 people in front of Monday were all skilled ninjas. As for why the 3 were reluctant to start, it was entirely because the 2 counterattacks on Monday were too amazing, and they didn't know enough about Monday. But as long as the 3 ninjas are given a little time to work out a battle plan, the situation on Monday will become more and more difficult. Monday was very clear on what to do now. That is, before the other side formulates a battle plan, at least one person must be resolved. Thinking of this, Monday put White Fang in front of him, and then turned around and charged towards the ninja behind him. It is better to cut off one of his fingers than to injure his 10 fingers, and his goal on Monday was to kill the ninja. And the chosen target Monday is also very targeted. This ninja was one of the 2 ninjas who attacked Monday, and he was the one who was seriously injured. Seeing Monday rushing towards him, his eyes were full of displeasure. Was actually regarded as a soft persimmon by a child, and felt that his dignity was challenged. Come on. Let's see what a ninja is. The ninja roared angrily, and kept making marks on his hands. Hatake Kakashi was haunted by more than a dozen people, but his eyes never left the battlefield on Monday. Judging from the order of ninja seals, it is the most powerful fire. Boy, run, it's a fire. Art fire escape fireball. Monday was stunned for a moment, and then the corner of his mouth rose slightly. Ninjutsu is undoubtedly the biggest killer of ninjas. In the later stages of Naruto, ninjutsu is even more devastating, and the terrain can be changed at will. As the most powerful fire in ninjutsu, it can easily ignite a forest. But Monday was not afraid at all, but heaved a sigh of relief. Because the fire is powerful, but it has never been seen to kill a person. At this time, Monday had rushed in front of the ninja, and a hot flame was also sprayed from the ninja's mouth. The location on Monday was unavoidable, at the very center of the fireball technique. Was submerged in flames for a while on Monday, and even the surrounding trees were lit. Damn! Asshole! Hatake Kakashi, who has always been calm, shouted hysterically when he saw the scene in front of him. Obviously we only got along for a while, but it gave Hatake Kakashi's best friend the feeling of death, and even the wound on his left eye hurt. For a while, Hatake Kakashi flashed countless thunder lights in his right hand, ignoring the obstruction of the surrounding ninjas and rushing straight towards Monday. No good, Hatake Kakashi went wild. This kid is Kakashi, who can make him lose his cool. Put away, he's going to die. The ninja who was using the fireball technique suddenly stunned in his heart, and two murderous auras rushed out from two positions. One is naturally the berserk Hatake Kakashi. And the other murderous aura is not as strong as Hatake Kakashi, but it is even more deadly, in the arrogant fireball technique in front of you. Suddenly a white light flashed, and a beautiful arc was drawn from the technique of the flaming fireball, cutting the technique of the flaming fireball in half directly. And a figure jumped out from the technique of cutting the fireball in half. This person is Monday. The ninja looked at the scene in disbelief, but his body didn't respond at all for a while. Performing ninjutsu and being approached by others is fatal. Generally speaking, you need to give up the ninjutsu in your hand immediately, either take out kunai to resist, or use avatars to distance yourself. But at this time, the ninja just stood there stupidly, not even unlocking the last seal of the fireball technique. Suddenly, the ninja's fox mask split in two, and blood kept spurting from his chest, and then his legs fell to the ground, obviously losing his vitality. Seeing this scene, Hatake Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief, but when he saw the ninja's face, he couldn't help frowning again. Konoha White Fang. No. Hatake Tsukumo is already dead, and his age is not right. Can cut the fire, this kid is not easy. Seeing that the ninjas were reluctant to make a move, Rachel in the hands of Hatake Kakashi suddenly became thunderous, and a pair of dead fish eyes looked at everyone indifferently. Do you want to continue? The leading ninja's breath became gloomy. The original slaying game for Hatake Kakashi was shattered by the appearance of a child. And he also damaged two ninjas all at once. Although there is still a chance to kill Hatake Kakashi, it will definitely pay a heavy price. In addition, there is a character comparable to Konoha White Fang. It is not certain who will live and who will die if he is forcibly killed. Thinking of the ninjas looking at each other, then a dodging and disappearing in place. Hatake Kakashi put away Rachel, looked solemnly at the direction the ninjas were leaving, clenched his hands into fists, and trembled involuntarily because of too much force. Plop. Zhou twisted his leg and collapsed to the ground with a pale face. Hatake Kakashi ran over anxiously, and after checking it, he couldn't help shaking his head and chuckling. Run out of chakra. The most basic of ninjas is chakra, but it does not mean that only ninjas have chakra. Ordinary people actually have chakra in their bodies, but the amount of chakra in ordinary people is not as good as that of trained ninjas. To drive White Fang, you need to use chakra, but on Monday, with just one knife, the chakra was overdrawn, and he was completely an ordinary civilian. It was just such an ordinary civilian who killed two ninjas one after another. Okay boy, let's go back to Konoha. Ding dong. Hatake Kakashi's favorability level has increased by 1, and now the favorability level is 69. New book set sale. Ask for collection, and that lovely recommendation ticket. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 4, Join 3 classes. Chapter 4 Join 3 classes. Monday dazedly opened his eyes, only to see a mass of silver-white hair fluttering in front of him. The surrounding scenery keeps retreating with the ups and downs of the body. Boy, you finally woke up. Monday realized in an instant that he was on Hatake Kakashi's back at this time. And looking around, the tall fence of Konoha is not far away. It's just that the direction Hatake Kakashi is walking doesn't seem to be heading towards the inside of Konoha. Where are we going? I'm going back to Konoha to deal with a few things. I can't bring you with me, so I'll take you to meet someone first. Monday thought. Hatake Kakashi has been assigned to a 3-person team since graduation, and the other 2 in the team, one person died and one person became a big boss, and since then Hatake Kakashi joined Konoha Umbu. It can be said that Hatake Kakashi knows a lot of people, but there are definitely only a handful of people who can really be called friends. There are very few that can really be fully trusted. And the first thing that popped into Monday's mind was Konoha's proud blue beast, Mate Kai. As expected, it didn't take long to see a green mass on Monday. This green thing is still so eye-catching even when standing among the trees. Kakashi. Hurry up and duel. Let's finish 10 kilometers first. Mate Kai saw his old enemy appear. His face was immediately filled with excitement, and even the 3 disciples behind him rushed forward. Hatake Kakashi sighed helplessly and said, "There are still important things to do today, so I won't try it." Mate Kai put away his hippie smile, and then moved his eyes to Monday. "Then you came this time because you wanted me to help you take care of the child. What's wrong with this? Monday is a genius in physical art." Mate Kai was stunned for a moment, then seriously looked at Monday. Generally speaking, ninjas rarely major in taijutsu. Most ninjas major in ninjutsu. Just a little bit of taijutsu. After all, ninjutsu is ever-changing, and the battle is full of infinite possibilities. It's not like taijutsu, it's slow to practice. If you can't beat it in battle, you can't beat it. As a result, fewer and fewer people practice body arts. Okay, I'll accept this person. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability increases by 3. Now the favorability level is 53. Cards are available. Monday was bright. Mate Kai was the man who almost kicked the finale. Even if Kai didn't dare to use it on Monday, it was still a great way to save his life if he got 8 armors. Check out Mate Kai. Ding dong. Mate Kai, favorability level 53. Sign in. Favorability 50 open, item green One Piece sportswear. Favorability 60 open, Taishu Konoha Whirlwind. Favorability 70 turned on, Taishu Lotus. Favorability 80 open, 8 arms of Taijutsu. Favorability degree 90 turned on, Taishu towards the peacock. Favorability 100 open, Taishu Yekai. Get on a run in the sunset with Mate Kai. Activate unlimited check-in interval of 7 days. Monday gave a wry smile. Yekai really didn't open until 100 favorability. Even Beiman Duinjia can only be opened after 80 favorability points. The most critical favorability level is reached, but it may not be able to be drawn. And what D is running in the sunset with Mate Kai? Are you sure this system is not made by a rotten girl? Sign in. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for getting the item, green One Piece sportswear. Matakai's favorability score is 8. I almost spat out a mouthful of blood on Monday. With so many body techniques on Mate Kai, he got the most useless green One Piece sports suit. The most important thing is the shape and color of this dress. On Monday, I couldn't think of who else would wear it, except for the 2 masters and disciples of Matika Rock and Lee. But fortunately, I got a good impression at the same time when I signed in, and I can also sign in again on Monday. Sign in. Ding dong. Congrats to the host for getting the Shunshu. Matakai's favorability is 4 points. Monday couldn't help but shine. Although the body snap technique is the most common physical technique, it also depends on who gets it from. Can the shunjutsu of a genin and an elite seinen compare? Hey boy, what are you in a daze? You should burn your youth at a young age, not stay in a daze. Mate Kai said with a smile. Mate Kai said that he would lead him to the 3rd shift on Monday. Introduce you to a new friend, Monday. Mate Kai continued with a slight smile on the corner of his mouth, secretly tell you, Monday is a genius. Ding dong. Rock Lee's favorability +2. Sign in. Ding dong. Every day, the favorability is increased by 2. Sign in. Ding dong. Niji Hyuga's favorability is reduced by 1. Monday was stunned for a moment. The prompt of system sound is generally to increase the favorability, and it is the first time that the favorability is decreased. Just seeing that the other party is Hyuga Niji, who claims to be the first genius of Konoha, he knew it on Monday. Lose goodwill as soon as we meet, which makes Monday very painful. Check out Rock Lee. Ding dong. Rock Lee. Favorability is 52. Sign in. Favorability 50 turns on, Taishu Konoha Whirlwind. Favorability degree turned on at 60, Taishu Konoha Whirlwind. Favorability level 70 turned on, Taiju Shadow Dance Leaf. Favorability level 80 turned on, Body Art Form Lotus Flower. Favorability degree 90 turned on, 8 Armaments of Taijutsu. 100 favorability turned on, Taishu Drunken Fist. Get the Rock Lee Heart Attack. Activate Unlimited Check-in, check-in interval is 7 days. As expected on Monday, Rock Lee is a replica of Matt K, and he is not as strong as Matt K in every way. I just don't know, if the same ninjutsu is obtained from different people, will it be covered? Or after the sign-in is obtained, the other side just disappears. So we are not going to sign in Rock Lee for the time being on Monday. Check out Niji Hyuga. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji. Favorability 49. Notice. Favorability 50 turns on, Taijutsu and Soft Boxing. Favorability 60 turned on, Taishu Bagua Empty Palm. Favorability level 70 turned on, Taishu Returns to the Sky. Favorability degree is turned on at 80, 64 palms of Taishu Gossip. Favorability level 90 turned on, Taishu Bagua Breaking Mountain Strike. Favorability is turned on at 100, Blood Follows the Boundary of the Eye. Get the favor of Niji Hyuga. Activate Unlimited Check-ins. The check-in interval is 7 days. Monday has been immune to the things that are given by 100 good impressions, there is nothing normal anyway. Hyuga Niji's reward is not bad, after all, there is a bloodline limit. It's just that Soft Fist is completely based on the White Eye boxing method. Without the support of the White Eye, the combat effectiveness will drop by 90%. This is very painful. Check out every day. Ding dong. Day by day. Favorability is 52. Sign in. Favorability level turned on at 50, Hidden Weapon Bursts. Favorability 60 turns on, Shuriken Clone Technique. Favorability level 70 turned on, Shuangshenglong. Favorability degree is turned on at 80, 100 Dazzling Technique. Favorability level 90 turned on, Chao Xinglong. Favorability is turned on at 100, Ninja Kujitsu. Obtain the kunai, a humanoid named Ten. Activate Unlimited Check-in, check-in interval is 7 days. Looking at Tiantian's reward, Monday couldn't help shaking his head. It's not that Tian's ninjutsu is not good, but that Monday is not as rich as Tian. Maybe the money earned in a year is not enough to fight a battle. It's just that the 100-degree favorability of Ninja Kujitsu is a good thing. As long as you have it, no matter how many things you have, you can take them all in one go on Monday. Is very practical and convenient. Then let's brush Tiantian's favorability first. New book set sale for collection. Ask for a recommendation. This is very important. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 5, Special Ninja. Chapter 5 Special Ninja Tool. Kick in. Everyday Rock Lee. Ding dong. Check-in is successful every day. Get the Shuriken art. Everyday's favorability is 5 o'clock. Ding dong. Hit Carlock Lee successfully. Get the green tracksuit. Rock Lee's favorability score is 6. Monday couldn't help frowning. At least sign in every day to get the Shuriken technique, and Lockley actually got that disgusting green one-piece sports suit directly. And most importantly, this is the second one. Mitkei and Rock Lee have 2 sets. Monday secretly swore in his heart that he would definitely find a chance to lose that dress. Hey, kid, are you in a daze again? Matt K looked at Monday dissatisfied. For Mate Kai, youth is to focus on meaningful things. Like Monday, wasting time in a daze, the original high evaluation suddenly dropped a lot. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability dropped a little. Now Mate Kai favorability is 64 points. Recovered on Monday. Mate Kai is the key to improving his own strength. If his favorability keeps dropping, it will definitely be detrimental to his own development. So on Monday, he imitated Matakai's signature move, stretched out his right hand and raised his right thumb, grinned with a row of white teeth, and the whole person looked enthusiastic. Let's burn youth together. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability rose by 3 points. Now Mate Kai favorability is 67 points. Monday snickered in his heart, and sure enough, just by prescribing the right medicine, his favorability rating can rise rapidly. As expected of a genius recommended by Kakashi. Mate Kai said, and directly took out a green one-piece sportswear. Quick! Wear it and burn your youth together. The corner of Monday's mouth twitched. This is the third one. Could it be that God is turning a corner and reminding him of something? Can you not wear it? I feel that burning youth is not about what you wear or what slogans you shout, but what you do. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability has increased by 5 points. Now the favorability level is 72. Sign in. Mate Kai shuddered. Yeah, burning youth is not about shouting slogans or what clothes to wear, it's about me. Mate Kai said while rubbing his chin. I was ecstatic on Monday. I didn't expect that I would only be in contact with Mate Kai for a while. The favorability level has reached 72, and the third sign-in can be opened directly. Mate Kai is one of the main springboards to improve his strength on Monday, and he will definitely not miss it on Monday. Sign in. Ding dong. Mate Kai sign-in is successful. Congratulations on getting the Taiju Konoha Whirlwind. Matakai's favorability is 3 points. Monday heaved a sigh of relief, and finally something useful came. After signing in, he turned his attention to Tian Tian on Monday. After all, Tiantian's ninja mouth is equal to an infinite pocket, which is very practical, so he walked towards her and took out the ninja bag just now on the ninja. Seeing Monday coming over, Tian Tian first subconsciously took a step back, then saw the ninja bag on Zhou-Yi, with a puzzled expression on his face, and finally when he saw the ninja tool, his face showed an expression of ecstasy. You. Where are you from? Do you like it? I will give it to you if you like it. Really, then I'm welcome. Ding dong. Every day, the favorability is increased by 5 points. Now the favorability level is 62. Sign in. Sign in every day. Ding dong. Sign in every day success. Get hidden weapon combo. Every day, the favorability is increased by 3 points. Ding dong. Niji Hyuga's favorability dropped by 3 points. Now the favorability is 45 points. Notice. Monday was stunned for a moment, and he brushed Tiantian's favorability, but for some reason, Hyuga Niji's favorability dropped. From this point of view, Hinata Niji seems to have some ideas about Tian Tian. At this time, Tian Tian is immersed in the ocean of happiness, while playing with the ninja equipment with his hands. On the other hand, he kept explaining. These ninja tools are not ordinary ninja tools, they are definitely ninja tools provided by Umbu. These ninja tools have sharper edges, but their relative durability is also worse. Only organizations like Umbu can afford them. It's just that what is the meaning of the root word, the user's name? Hearing Tiantian's explanation, Monday and Mate Kai were shaking all over. Konoha Umbu's role is to protect Konoha and completely obey Hokage's command. Although Gen also belongs to Umbu, it is an independent mysterious force. Root does not obey Hokage, and even does a lot of things that people can't accept. The innocent people who died at the hands of the Root are simply difficult to count. Boy! Where did this ninja tool come from? Mate Kai looked at Monday seriously and said. At this time, Monday's face was also full of doubts. The Root of Konoha is going to kill Kakashi Hatake. Shimura Danzo, the 5.5th Hokage, is going to kill the 6th Hokage. Boy, why are you in a daze again, please explain to me. Mate Kai asked anxiously. If it's an ordinary Umbu, explain it a little bit and investigate it clearly. But if it is the root, it is useless even if you explain it clearly. After all, it was Hatake Kakashi who brought it on Monday, so no matter what the reason, you can't have a problem with yourself. Would you believe me if I said I killed 2 ninjas to get it? Might K watched Monday seriously for a few seconds, then burst out laughing. Stop joking, a child your age, let alone a ninja, I'm afraid they haven't even killed a chicken. I think someone must have fallen and been picked up by you. Meet K walked to Qintian's side as he spoke, and reached out his hand to beckon. Give it to me, this kind of thing is best for Umbu. Tian hurriedly held the ninja bag in his arms and kept shaking his head. No, Zhou Yijuan has already given it to me, this thing is mine, no one will give it. Just when Mate Kai and Tian were entangled, Hyuga Niji walked up to Monday and looked at Monday with a proud and confident smile on his face. You killed 2 Umbu. It happened that I had a problem with the actual combat, so I just asked you for advice. Monday couldn't help frowning. I wouldn't really take it for advice, but it was the first time I met Niji Hyuga, and I didn't provoke him, so how could there be such an inexplicable hostility? Mate Kai was one big head and too big at this time, and the issue of the ninja tools has not been resolved, and now he is facing Niji Hyuga again. If he was injured on Monday, it would be hard to explain to Kakashi Hatake. Ninji, you have to ask me questions about actual combat and I will cooperate with you. Mr. Kai, please don't stop us. A new member joins, and if you want to be recognized by others, it's not by playing a little trick. Halfway through the sentence, Hyuga Niji glanced at the ninja tool in Tiantian's hand, and his face showed unhappy expression. It depends on your own strength. Otherwise, even if you join forcefully, we won't recognize you. At the end of Hyuga's words, a pair of eyes were already staring at Monday. The hostility in it is self-evident. I don't care if you recognize or not. Halfway through, he stopped on Monday and sneered at Niji Hyuga provocatively, but I'm very interested in beating you. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 6, Gymnastics Genius. Chapter 6 The Genius of Taijutsu. Now that the war has been completely ignited, Mate Kai is not ready to continue to stop it. It's a big deal, and I'll stop it myself. Instead, Mate Kai is very interested in Monday. Through the naked eye observation, the amount of chakra on Monday is no different from that of ordinary people, but since Hatake Kakashi said that he is a genius, there is definitely something special about him. Next is the test with Hatake Kakashi. Although Hatake Kakashi ran away in the match just now, but he stayed on Monday and took the match instead of him. If Niji Hyuga wins, you can brag about it in front of Kakashi Hatake. But if it's a win on Monday, then treat it like nothing. There was no one else on the scene anyway. Thinking of this, a bad laugh appeared on Metkai's face. You two can compete, but I don't want to see who gets hurt. Recognized by Mate Kai, the corner of Hyuga Niji's mouth rose slightly. Monday's body has been swept once with a white eye. It can be said that he is completely an ordinary person, and even some ordinary people have a higher chakra content than Monday. So what if it's a genius in the mouth of Mate Kai? As long as he does not grow up, he is not a genius. As for monsters like Rock Lee, Hyuga Niji didn't think about it at all. After all, there is absolutely no possibility of copying a monster like Rock Lee. Come on, let's make your move first. I'm afraid I'll make a move, and you won't have a chance at all. The corner of Hyuga Niji's mouth rose slightly, and she stretched out her right hand to give it a slight hook. Then you're welcome. Monday's voice just fell, and disappeared directly in place. Hyuga Niji appeared before him on Monday before he could react. This. Mate Kai looked at the scene in disbelief. Monday's speed has reached an incredible level, not even much worse than himself. This kind of speed is beyond the reach of many jounin, let alone a 12-year-old child. This is the genius Kakashi said. However, after appearing in front of Hyuga Niji on Monday, he did not attack directly, but lightly tapped the opponent's forehead with his finger. Okay, I've finished my move, so do you want to continue? Hyuga Niji trembled, not knowing when his back was soaked with sweat. If it is in actual combat, this round of attack is enough to take his own life. But Hyuga Niji still has a whole card to show, so he will never be convinced if he just admits defeat. Immediately distanced himself, opened his white eyes and stared at Monday's every move. Just now I just wasn't ready, now try again. Tian rolled his eyes, never realizing that Hyuga Niji was so shameless. But although Tian has an inexplicable affection for Monday, he also gave himself such a rare ninja tool. But from the bottom of my heart, I don't want Hyuga to lose. After a year of running in, it is false to say that there is no emotion, and he knows Hyuga Niji very well. Proud and unyielding. If Hyuga Niji loses to Monday, I am afraid that he will be stunned in the future. Mr. Kai, who do you think will win? Maike's eyes suddenly became serious, and then he smiled slightly. It should be Niji. Maike is not an aimless sidekick. After a year of contact, he has a good understanding of Hyuga Niji's strength. If you had knocked out Niji Hyuga with one blow just now on Monday, then this match would have already ended. But he didn't do it on Monday, and he gave Niji Hyuga a chance to prepare. Since the fall of the Uchiha family, the white eyes of the Hyuga family are definitely Konoha's strongest pupil technique. Bai Yen can check the battle situation 360 degrees without blind spots. No matter if he attacks from any direction on Monday, Hyuga Niji can make preparations as soon as possible. Although Hyuga Niji, as a branch family, has a flaw in his eyes, he can simply ignore this battle. And the chakra in Monday's body is equal to that of ordinary people, and he can't even perform a single ninjutsu, and the only means of attack are fists and feet. Then all possibilities were ruled out at once. Although Monday is a genius, he is a genius who hasn't grown up. And he is overconfident. Even if he loses a game, it's better than losing when he encounters a real enemy. Mr. Kai, is there really no way to defeat Niji with Zhou Yijuan's physique? Luo Li asked seriously. Although he was asking about Monday, it was obvious to Maike that Lockley was asking himself. Although Maike wants to say yes, but the white eyes of the Hyuga family are definitely the nemesis of taijutsu, and it is almost impossible for Lockley to defeat Niji Hyuga. Li, as long as you keep working hard, you will definitely surpass Niji one day. Hyuga Niji, who had opened his eyes, was a little more confident than before, and he had already set up the starting style of the 8 diagrams 64 palms. As long as he entered the attack range on Monday, he would definitely be hit by a rain of palms. On Monday, he stood within the attack range of Hyuga Niji. His surface was still indifferent, but his heart was constantly calculating. The 8 diagrams 64 palms can make 64 palms in a very short period of time. As long as you are hit once, the next attack will be unavoidable. And conceal the enemy's acupuncture points. It can be said that as long as you get hit once, it means you lose. I don't know if I can do it at this speed. Suddenly disappeared on Monday, and then appeared directly behind Hyuga Niji. Hyuga Niji didn't panic, instead the corners of his mouth rose slightly with a look of pride. Successful. Hyuga Niji instantly turned around and pushed a palm behind him, hitting Monday directly on the body. But the feeling of being hit on the body didn't come, but it was like hitting in the air. Clone technique? No, it's an afterimage left by Too Fast. Maike took a step forward and stared at the scene in front of him in shock. Although I really don't want to admit it, but Monday's speed has caught up with myself, maybe even a little faster than myself. How is that possible? He is only 12 years old. Could it be the next Uchiha Shursui? Maike's clenched fists trembled with excitement. 12 years old has such a speed. If you let Monday grow up, he will definitely be an amazing gymnastics expert. It is even possible to become a taijutsu master. Raised Taishu to an unimaginable height, and made Konoha senior officials pay attention to Taishu. At this time, in the eyes of Mate Kai on Monday, he was no longer a 12-year-old boy, but the future of Konoha. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability increases by 3. Matakai's favorability score is 78. Monday was stunned for a moment, although I don't know why Matakai's favorability suddenly increased, but now I don't have time to worry about it. Appeared next to Hyuga Niji again on Monday and kicked the opponent directly. When Mate Kai saw this move, his whole body couldn't help but tremble. The shock on his face was more exaggerated than before. How could he do this trick? New book set sale for collection. Ask for a recommendation ticket. This is very important. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 7, Cut Off with a Knife. Chapter 7 Cut Off with One Knife. Konoha Whirlwind is a physical technique developed by Mate Kai. Although it is simple, the only people who know it are master and apprentice. But the child who met for the first time in front of him directly displayed the Konoha Whirlwind, which surprised Mate Kai. Did this kid also develop it himself? Thinking of this, Mate Kai's eyes were full of shock. You must know that developing ninjutsu and learning ninjutsu are completely two concepts, and the difficulty of development is far greater than that of learning. One is from 1 to 2, one is from nothing. Anyone who can develop ninjutsu, without exception, has an extremely good understanding of ninjutsu and has amazing wisdom. And on Monday, ninjutsu was developed. How could it not shock Mate Kai? The most critical idea coincides with his own. But Mate Kai still doesn't think he can win on Monday. Although Monday is very good, but Hyuga Niji has a return to the sky, that is to be invincible. It's okay to lose once. Ding dong. Mate Kai favorability +2. Now the favorability is 80. Sign in. Monday's mouth twitched. In just a few seconds, Mate Kai's favorability increased twice, and directly reached the next sign-in condition. If you keep going at this speed, I am afraid that you will soon reach 100 favorability points. But now that we're in the middle of a fight on Monday, I don't even have time to sign in. Then let's solve you first. Monday said silently in his heart, and then increased the frequency of his attacks. However, Hinata Niji didn't dodge too much, but his posture became weird. It's over. Mate Kai shook his head with a wry smile and said, although he is a genius, he still lacks combat experience, and it is only natural to lose. Mr. Kai, but isn't Monday a big advantage now? Lockley clenched his fists, obviously taking Monday as himself. Little Lee, have you forgotten Niji's trick? Tian shrugged, and then began to look for medicine to heal the wound. Back to the days. Lockley Lee's heart trembled, and an unwilling expression appeared on his face. Hyuga Niji's return to the sky can be said to be the nemesis of all melee combat. No matter how fast you are, no matter how strong your attack is, you can't break the sky. For a time, Lockley slumped. Still cheering for Monday in my heart. I won, go back to heaven. As Hinata Niji shouted, his whole body spun quickly in place. And at the fingertips of Hyuga Niji, chakras kept flying out, gradually forming a huge semicircle, enveloping himself and Monday in it. It's over, prepare to bandage the wound every day for Monday's treatment. Good teacher Kai. And Shaoli clenched his fists tightly and looked at the light blue semicircle unwillingly, relying on physical skills. Can you really never surpass Niji? Niji is a genius. If hard work is useful, why do you need a genius? Mate Kai looked at Lockley quietly. Although Tiantian's words are very unpleasant, they are the truth. Some people have an advantage over others from birth, such as the white eyes of the Hyuga family and the riding round eyes of the Uchiha family. After having the bloodline boundary, both the starting point and the ceiling are much higher than ordinary people. And Rock Lee is worse than a normal ninja in some ways. Little Lee, I hope you can see the distance between yourself and Niji in this battle, keep striving for this goal, and catch up with him sooner or later. Mr. Kai, it's been a long time since Mr. Zhou returned to the day, why hasn't he flown out yet? Mate Kai was stunned for a moment. He had just been lecturing on Rock Lee, completely forgetting that the battle was still going on. Generally speaking, the moment you touch Hui Tian, the whole person will be thrown out. But it was almost 30 seconds after I got in on Monday, but there was no response at all. Damn, I don't know what happened, but I have to stop this fight. Mate Kai snorted coldly and ran towards Hui Tian quickly. When he came back to the sky, Mate Kai couldn't help frowning. Hui Tian is called absolute defense, and normal attacks are ineffective at all, and even Mate Kai feels an unusually large head. It looks like it can only be broken with brute force. Mate Kai said, kicking directly towards Hui Tian. But Hui Tian didn't break it. Instead, it was Mate Kai who was ejected and took a few steps back before standing up. Then, with a cold snort, Mate Kai gathered all his strength and kicked towards Hui Tian. Boom! A violent explosion sounded in all directions, swaying the surrounding trees. And back to the sky was kicked open a hole, but immediately recovered. Lee looked at Matt K excitedly. He almost broke the sky with just 1 foot, which also proves that taijutsu is not weak, only ninjas are weak. Lee was still excited, but found that Matt K was standing there dumbfounded, and immediately ran up. "Mr. Kai, what's the matter with you?" "Inside. There's still fighting inside," Mate Kai said with a thud and swallowed. The moment he kicked back to the sky just now, Mekki suddenly found that Monday was holding a short white knife in front of him. Hui Tian was directly cut in half when he touched the blade. "If I use it like this, my chakra will last a little longer." "Well, now that the experiment is successful, it's time to end it." Monday's voice came from Hui Tian, and a sense of crisis swept towards Mate Kai just after the voice. Suddenly, Matakai's pupils shrank into needles, and cold sweat involuntarily flowed out. Rewind Xiao Li. Li was stunned for a moment, but he didn't react. He only saw a flash of white light in front of him, followed by a gentle breeze, and the bangs on his forehead fell off involuntarily. Only then did Li realize. If the breeze just now is a little bit more biased, then it is not a matter of a few hairs, but the whole person will explain it here. What shocked Li even more was that Hui Tian, who was known as an absolute defense, was cut in half at this time. You must know that as an elite Hunin, Mate Kai only kicked out a hole with all his strength, and he healed immediately. And now Hui Tian shows no sign of recovery at all, and has even been disintegrating. Looking inside through the light blue chakra, on Monday, a white dagger in one hand pressed against Hyuga Niji's chin. The other hand is covering his mouth and is yawning. "Okay, can I count now that I won?" I lost." Hyuga Niji lowered her head unwillingly, her face was no longer as arrogant as before, and some were just lonely. Li looked at Monday excitedly, and his face changed directly. "Monday. I want to learn swordsmanship." Ding dong. Li's favorability increases by 1. Now the favorability level is 59. Ding dong. Li's favorability increases by 1. Now the favorability is 60 points. Sign in. Ding dong. Li's favorability increases by 1. Now the favorability level is 61. Sign in. New book set sale for collection. Ask for a recommendation. This is very important. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 8, Wake Up Hyuga Niji. Chapter 8 Wake Up Hyuga Niji. Mate K ran to Monday's side, looking at each other up and down, as if checking for some treasure. "You just used the Hatake swordsmanship, and the one in your hand is White Fang. That Kakashi has always carried White Fang like a treasure, but he never thought he would give it to you." "That's right. Sooner or later, the matter of Hatake swordsmanship and White Fang would be known to Matt K, and he had no intention of hiding it on Monday, so he agreed directly. "No wonder you were able to cut through the sky, no wonder Kakashi said you were a genius. The flag with sword technique with White Fang is definitely legendary." With these two things, Hatake Sakumo directly became the Konoha hero Konoha White Fang. Finally, Matt K found a reason for himself to accept all this. Li ran over and hugged Monday directly, his face kept rubbing back and forth on Monday's chest. "Monsieur Zhou, teach me the Hagi swordsmanship, okay?" Monday gave a wry smile, ignoring lock and opening the sign-in interface. Sign in to Matt K, Li. Ding dong. Mate Kai sign-in is successful. Get the Lotus Flower of Taijutsu. Get 3 favorability points. Now the favorability level is 83. Ding dong. Li signed in successfully. Get Snapshot. Get 4 favorability points. Now the favorability level is 65. Ding dong. Since the host has already obtained the teleportation technique, increase the experience of the low-level teleportation technique to the high level. Monday's face was ecstatic. "I was wondering if the repeated ninjutsu would cancel out, but now it doesn't seem to be at all, and it will get stronger and stronger." If you follow this mechanism, as long as you get a few more writing round eyes, you may get the Jogo Jade Samsara eye directly. Take a few more white eyes, maybe it will directly open Tenzaizen. Thinking of this, I got excited on Monday. At this time, Hyuga Niji sat on the ground with her buttocks on the ground, a hint of laughter and tears appeared at the corner of her mouth, obviously she hadn't recovered from the scene just now. Sure enough, I'm not a genius. Sure enough, I'm still a lot worse. I couldn't help frowning when I saw this scene on Monday. Hyuga Niji is arrogant, but he has the qualification to be arrogant because of his talent. And in terms of his family environment, he had to be proud. Now that Niji Hyuga lost to Monday, all hope disappeared. On Monday, he hurriedly pushed away Rock Lee, who kept rubbing against him, walked to Niji Hyuga, and slapped him directly. Ding dong. Decreases your favorability by 1 every day. Now the favorability is 64 points. What are you doing on Monday? Niji has already lost, why do you have to do this? Tian looked at Monday dissatisfied, then ran to Hyuga Niji's side and began to comfort him. Monday completely ignored Tian and sneered at Hyuga Niji. You genius, just lose once. Hearing Monday's voice, the haze on Hyuga Niji's face became heavier, and he put his hands on his knees and buried his head in it. Enough, stop provoking Niji. Tian shouted angrily. Ding dong. Decreases your favorability by 3 every day. Now the favorability level is 61. Ding dong. It is found that the favorability of a character continues to decline, please pay attention to your words and deeds. On Monday, regardless of Tian and the system's harassment, he directly reached out and grabbed Hyuga Niji's neckline and grabbed him whole. If you go down like this, you can save the family. You don't understand anything. Hyuga Niji didn't struggle, but turned her head away directly, not looking into Monday's eyes. Snapped. On Monday, he slapped it again and printed the red maple leaves symmetrically on both sides of Hyuga Niji's face. Although the caged bird is imprisoned, as long as it still has the heart to go out, sooner or later, it will be able to escape. But if it gives up its freedom because of a setback, then it will be locked in a cage for a lifetime. Hyuga Niji turned his head sharply and looked at Monday in disbelief. Hyuga branch family was planted with caged birds by the master family. Although it is not an absolutely secret matter, not many people know about it. Monday, who had never seen him before, spoke his mind at once, which made Hyuga Niji calm. You don't understand, I'm not a genius, so I can't be Hokage, and if I don't become Hokage, the family separation will never be resolved. Monday sneered. Sitting on Hokage will never rely on his own strength. The shady story is very big. It is not the Hokage who wants to be Hokage. The possibility is almost zero. But of course he wouldn't say that on Monday. Hokage doesn't rely on personal strength, but the recognition of the villagers. If you think you have enough strength, you can become Hokage. I advise you to give up early and be the young master of your branch. Hyuga Niji trembled, and looked at Monday in confusion. Indeed, if you want to be a Hokage, the most important thing is that everyone recognizes you. Niji, you are going the wrong way. Mate Kai nodded and agreed with Monday's statement. Hyuga Niji's eyes were full of energy again, but his expression began to flicker when he looked at Monday. I just want to ask, are you going to fight for Hokage, Jo-jun? This is very important. Because Hyuga Niji knew that if he wanted to be Hokage on Monday, he would have no chance of winning at all. I'm not going to be Hokage. Monday said indifferently, after all, after becoming Hokage, he will be locked up by Konoha's things, how can he go out and check in with his favorability? But it is not ruled out that the favorability of Konoha village is all cleared, and then the yellow robe will be added directly, and then quickly added, even if I become Hokage, I will find a way to deal with your family's affairs. Hyuga Niji shuddered, the vigilant look in his eyes disappeared, and he turned into a flattered look. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji's favorability increases by 20 points. Now the favorability level is 65. Alarm cancellation can sign in. Ding dong. Add 5 points to your favorability every day. Now the favorability is 66 points. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability increases by 2 points. Now the favorability level is 85. The corners of Monday's mouth rose slightly, but I didn't expect that with just a few words, the favorability could increase by such a large margin. No wonder Naruto Uzumaki likes to use his mouth so much, no wonder Naruto Uzumaki is merciful and left a large number of harems everywhere. This is the awesomeness of the mouth. Sign in. Niji Hyuga. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji signed in successfully. Get physique soft boxing. Favorability increased by 5 points. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji signed in successfully. Get Bagua empty palm. Favorability increased by 4 points. Now the favorability level is 74 points and you can sign in. Soft boxing, although it does not have the support of Bai Yen, its power is greatly reduced, but it is also a good melee boxing technique. When you sign in and get Bai Yen, there will be a qualitative leap. And although Bagua Kongjang is still a soft boxing method, it has very little reliance on white eyes. It's just very chakra consumption. Chakra chakra chakra. Scratched his head irritably on Monday, and now the most lacking is still chakra. As long as the amount of chakra increases, the combat power can definitely increase several times. Continue to sign in Hyuga Niji. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji signed in successfully. Get snapshot. Favorability increased by 3 points. Now the favorability level is 77. Ding dong. Since the host has already obtained the instant body experience is increased to the high-level instant body. It's a teleportation technique again. Although the Shunjutsu is the most common ninjutsu, if it keeps increasing, it may reach the realm of Uchiha Shursui. Even surpasses Uchiha Shursui. New book set sale for collection. Ask for a recommendation. This is important. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 9, Gentleman. Chapter 9 The Gentleman. Hyuga Niji came back to his senses and looked at Monday with moving eyes. Why are you so nice to me? Of course it's for favorability, for your eyes. Joey laughed at himself, but he didn't dare to say it. Just as Monday made up a reason and was about to say it, Mate said with a smile, Monday really treats you as a friend, or that Monday is too gentle. I hope everyone can get their own happiness. A few people in the third class trembled at the same time. He completely disregards himself in order to make others happy, and such a noble person is not ready to run for Hokage. Hyuga Niji was moved, regretting that he had challenged Monday because of his arrogance, and he was even less confident to run for Hokage. After all, people like Monday would not be Hokage, who is qualified to do it. I regretted it every day. I thought Monday was a villain and kept taunting after defeating Hyuga Niji. It turned out that he was wrong from the beginning, and it turned out that he was going to help Niji Hyuga on Monday from the very beginning. Such a person, he even misunderstood him. Lok Lee is excited, he will be the man who will become Hokage on Monday, and he must follow him to learn swordsmanship. Ding dong. Matakai's favorability increases by 3. Now the favorability level is 88. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji's favorability increases by 4. Now the favorability level is 81. Sign in. Ding dong. Favorability increases by 3 every day. Now the favorability level is 69 points. Ding dong. Rock Lee's favorability increased by 3. Now the favorability is 68 points. I couldn't help but give a thumbs up for Mikey on Monday. Excessive analysis directly increases the favorability of the entire third class. Especially for Mate Kai and Niji Hyuga, the favorability level directly exceeded 80. At this moment, a figure jumped out, and the iconic silver-white kill mat's hair kept dancing in the wind. I wonder if it bothers you. Hatake Kakashi said weakly. When Mate Kai saw Kakashi Hatake appearing, he did not ask for a test like before, but walked up to the opponent and whispered, "What happened to the ninja tool on Monday? What did you just deal with?" Hatake Kakashi sighed helplessly, then said with a smile, "It's okay, I'm here to take Monday away." What does it mean to be okay? That's the root. Wait, what are you talking about? Who are you taking away? Matakai's originally worried expression suddenly became serious. Monday, I thought it would take a long time to go so smoothly. Hatake Kakashi said, took out a card from his pocket and threw it to Monday. You use this identity temporarily when you are outside. Monday looked at the card in confusion, with the words Hatake written on it, and the rest was some personal information. Is totally the ID card of Konoha village. I don't agree, I have to stay on a third shift on Monday. Mate Kai said unquestionably, giving Hatake Kakashi no leeway at all. But Monday was brought by me, and I'm obliged to take good care of him. Hatake Kakashi glanced at Mate Kai inexplicably, and found that the other party didn't seem to be joking, but said it very seriously. The obligation to go to TMD, Monday is a genius in taijutsu. As long as you give me time to cultivate him, he can definitely push taijutsu to an amazing height, so he will definitely follow me. Hatake Kakashi frowned, then glared at Monday. I only left for a while. What did I do on Monday to make Matt K so excited? What is lacking most on Monday is to exercise the chakra in the body. As long as he is given enough time to exercise and grow, his future achievements will definitely surpass you and me. So I have to take him away. You mean we don't have to talk anymore? Yes, but this is the only thing I can't talk about. Monday's mouth twitched, but Hatake Kakashi and Mate Kai almost got into a fight in order to grab him. This made Monday a little bit of joy in his heart. But the ones who were more willing to him on Monday were two female ninjas. And the question between the two left Monday brooding. On one side is Mate Kai, who almost kicked the finale, and on the other side is Kakashi, the 6th generation Hokage who can beat anyone but can make a few moves. Is a good choice no matter where you go. But the roads are two completely different roads, one is taijutsu and the other is ninjutsu. Just when Monday was hesitating, Hatake Kakashi and Mate Kai were already standing in front of them, staring straight at Monday. Boy, what's your decision? Monday was stunned for a moment, but he didn't expect that the final choice would be returned to him. Children make choices, I decided to have both. The two of them didn't think that Monday's choice was to have both, and then the two turned their heads and began to discuss in a low voice. After about 10 minutes, the two finally reached an agreement and turned their heads contentedly. Starting from tomorrow, you will follow Kakashi on 135, and follow me on 246. On Sundays, both sides will have classes together. Of course, except for tasks. The corner of his mouth twitched on Monday, but he didn't expect the benefits to be obtained. Instead, the training schedule was full, and even Sunday was not missed, and he said goodbye to the rest completely. But in this case, you can get in touch with the 3 of the 7th class. You must know that the 3 members of the 7th class all have the aura of the protagonist, and each of them has countless treasures. For example, Uchiha Sasuke's Shaker Eye, Uzumaki Naruto's Uzumaki Bloodline 9 Tails, etc. Favorability is definitely a must-brush. I just don't know what kind of sparks will be created when Bai-Yen meets Sharingan. Okay boy, come with me first. Seeing that Monday was about to leave, the 3 of the 3rd class ran up directly. Hyuga Niji, Monday Jo, I'm not in a hurry, you should take care of your own affairs first. Tian, Monday Jo, let's study the shuriken together at that time. Lok Lee, I want to go with you, I want to learn swordsmanship. As soon as Lok finished speaking, Mate Kai walked over and punched him in the head. Bastard boy, do me 1,000 push-ups. 1,000 sit-ups. Monday smiled helplessly. I'm afraid it will be the day after tomorrow to meet a few people again. Before that, I will finish the sign-in of Hyuga Niji. Sign in. Niji Hyuga. Ding dong. Hyuga Niji signed in successfully. Get back to the sky. Hyuga Niji's favorability increases by 3. Now Niji Hyuga's favorability level is 84. Monday's eyes lit up, but he didn't expect it to be Hui Tian, who is known as an absolute defense. And Hui Tian's requirements for Bai-Yen are not high, but the demand for chakra is abnormally large. Damn, it's chakra again. New book set sale for collection. Ask for a recommendation ticket. This is very important. End of this chapter. Sign in from Naruto Hatake Kakashi Chapter 10, When the 7th Class Teacher. Chapter 10 Be the Teacher of Class 7. Early in the morning the next day, while still sleeping on Monday, I felt that someone kept shaking me. Mother Gonlin, everyone said don't bother me to sleep. What does Nyan Gonlin mean? I've been listening to you all the time. Hearing Hatake Kakashi's voice, his heart skipped a beat on Monday, and he immediately sat up without any sleepiness. Mother Gonlin is a kind greeting from our hometown. That's right, get up quickly, I have to pass immediately if I have something to do today. Monday reluctantly got up from the bed and followed Hatake Kakashi to a grove. There are 3 stakes in the grove, and 3 children are standing beside the stakes. Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura. Monday suddenly understood what Hatake Kakashi was talking about. Hatake Kakashi had been working in Umbu before, but after retiring from Umbu, he took over the 7th class and led the protagonist team. Also represents the official start of Naruto. It's just that according to the original plot, Kakashi Hatake didn't appear until noon, so I'd like to teach a few people a good lesson. It looks like you know these people, how do you feel about them? Trouble, Uzumaki Naruto's attitude is still good, but he has not yet enlightened, so it is more troublesome to teach. Although Sasuke Uchiha is a good seedling, his heart is filled with hatred. If he does not teach, he is afraid that he will make a detour. The control of chakra is relatively powerful, but it is mediocre. Hatake Kakashi looked at Monday in surprise. Casually said that it was more detailed than what was said in the information, and the matter of Uchiha was considered a secret. Then if it was you, how would you teach them? Monday gave a wry smile. He had only just been exposed to ninjutsu, how could he teach others? But since Hatake Kakashi asked, he simply explained his method. Uzumaki Naruto looks a bit isolated, so our first priority is to let them know the bond between partners, and we will talk about it later. Hatake Kakashi's eyes lit up. On Monday, a few simple words went directly into my heart. Teammates must have tacit understanding and mutual trust, otherwise how can you give your back to your teammates when fighting? Especially the 2 isolated Naruto Uzumaki, which made Kakashi Hatake even more upset. Ding dong. Hatake Kakashi's favorability increases by 3. Now the favorability level is 72. Sign in. Your idea is good, we wait until lunchtime before going down. Monday was stunned for a moment, Kakashi Hatake was late because of himself. Sign in Hatake Kakashi. Ding dong. Sign in to Hatake Kakashi successfully. Get the Millennium Kill. Favorability increased by 3 points. Now the favorability level is 75. Monday gave a wry smile. Although the reputation of the Millennium Kill is very big, it is not a particularly great ninjutsu. It can be said that anyone can cast it. But what makes Monday curious is how powerful is the Millennium Kill signed on Kakashi Hatake. It was noon soon, and the 3 of them in Class 7 were already hungry, and their stomachs groaned. Okay, let's go down. The 3 of Class 7 were constantly complaining when suddenly 2 figures jumped out and stood on the stakes. Yo! Lady Gonlin. On Monday, he almost laughed out loud, but Hatake Kakashi was fooled into lame by himself. Uzumaki Naruto was left out for a whole morning, and he was full of anger. When Kakashi Hatake appeared, he immediately wanted to come forward and reason. Although Haruno Sakura was upset, at least she still retained her reason, and hurriedly wanted to hold Uzumaki Naruto back. But at this time, the hungry front chest is attached to the back, how can it hold Uzumaki Naruto? Idiot! Sasuke Uchiha was still sitting on a rock, sneering without any intention of stopping him. Hey! Are you our teacher? Let us come over early in the morning, but you didn't show up until noon, it's fun. Uzumaki Naruto said angrily. Aha, I'm sorry, something has been delayed all of a sudden. Hatake Kakashi touched the back of his head embarrassedly, and suddenly his tone turned serious, but I'm not your teacher, or not for now. Haruno Sakura looked at Hatake Kakashi in confusion, while Uchiha Sasuke frowned and walked between the 2. Uzumaki Naruto was even more difficult to understand what Hatake Kakashi meant, so he said directly, "You are not our teacher, is that him?" Uzumaki Naruto pointed his finger at Monday, then shook his head desperately. Impossible, impossible, he is the same age as me, how can he be our teacher? Yes, he is your teacher. I will teach you only if he is satisfied. What? Him. The four looked at Kakashi Hatake in surprise. I almost vomited out a mouthful of blood on Monday. I came to learn chakra training. I didn't expect Kakashi Hatake to sell himself directly. Sasuke Uchiha frowned and said directly, he is our teacher. You are not mistaken. Hatake Kakashi chuckled and nodded slightly. I'm not mistaken, maybe none of the three of you are his opponents. By the way, if the three of you can defeat him, you can skip this link directly. Monday gave a wry smile, feeling the hostility of the three, and he had already greeted the Hatake Kakashi family over and over again in his heart. Ding dong. Uzumaki Naruto. 50 points of favorability. Sign in. Favorability level opens at 50, seduction technique. Favorability level opens at 60, multi-shadow clone technique. Favorability level opens at 70, spiral pill. Favorability is turned on at 80, immortal mode. Favorability level opens at 90, nine tails. Favorability level opens at 100 points, vortex bloodline. Get seduction of your choice. Activate unlimited check-in interval is 7 days. Ding dong. Sasuke Uchiha. Favorability is 49. Notice. Favorability is turned on at 50:00 fireball technique. Favorability level opens at 60, lion bombs. Favorability level opens at 70, Chidori. The favorability level opens at 80, the curse of the sky. Favorability level opens at 90, Kirin. Favorability is turned on at 100 points, Writing Will Eyes. Get your favorite brother. Activate unlimited check-in interval is 7 days. Ding dong. Haruno Sakura. 50 points of favorability. Sign in. Favorability level opens at 50, Avatar technique. Favorability level opens at 60, Chakra scalpel. Favorability level opens at 70, Palm immortal art. Favorability is turned on at 80, strange power. Favorability degree opens at 90, Een seal. Favorability is turned on at 100 points, creation and regeneration. Get Haruno Sakura's never give up chase. Activate unlimited check-in interval is 7 days. Fuck it, it's the protagonist team, awesome. New book set sale. Ask for collection. Ask for a recommendation. This is important. End of this chapter.